one, the only, the number one faith-based wellness coach. Now, when it comes to your mind, your body, and your soul, when it comes to refueling yourself, I am that girl. And I am starting today with, how are you feeling? So it is vibe check time. So if you can see me, then you're going to notice on the side of my screen, there is an emoji chart. If you are in the Clubhouse building, it is vibe check time, all right? And I want you to dig super deep and just kind of tell me from the emojis, if you can see them, how you're feeling. Put it in the chat. How am I feeling right now? I am feeling so supercharged. One, because my supporting partner, Renee, is just doing the things. Our graphics, our sites, everything. It's finally starting to mesh. I don't know if anyone here has heard of Pastor PMJ, Pastor Mike Jr. Lord of mercy. He's on this series now called Suddenly, all right? It may appear to some of you that suddenly I'm just like connecting the dots. No, but it has been taking time. So how are you feeling? Let me check in the chats. Hey, Malika Star, how you feeling? So for those of you to know, did you know that you were in control of how you feel, of how you think, all those wonderful things? And being that I am in control of how I feel, sometimes, guys, I gotta really hone it in, right? When those tough times come. So yesterday was my sonny boy's birthday. You notice I'm wearing his shirt today. Hey, Callie Kicks. My sonny boy would have been 32 years yesterday, and I had an amazing time yesterday. Why? Because I planned, I focused, right? And I was thinking this morning when I was in bed, guys. I was like, okay, girl, you had an amazing day yesterday. You didn't cry. So today or tomorrow, or maybe this weekend, I'm going to have a real meltdown. But what we want you to do is check into your feelings, right? Once you know how you're feeling, then you want to acknowledge it, right? Don't try to run away from it. I'm feeling mad, happy, sad, whatever. Acknowledge it. Thank you for coming there, and then keep it moving. All righty, guys. So I'm excited. We're moving forward. Can anyone tell me what that means? When you hear that noise, what's up next? It is hot health topics. So I realized, if you guys didn't know, I'm from Jersey. I'm a Jersey girl, and we just like run it. And I tend to talk a little fast sometimes, right? So I'm going to slow it down. And usually when I do hot health topics, I like to run them off to you. But today I decided to focus on one. And if you notice on my Instagram, you'll see this flyer. We're going to put the screen up there now with creatine. That's what it's all about today. Creatine. Put the word creatine in the chat if you actually use it. Put I don't know what it is. I want to know who I'm talking to, because I know I heard about it, but probably for the past 3 months I've been using it. Before that, I just kind of like, yeah, whatever. What if I told you there's this one supplement that could help your muscles, your brain, your bones, and even women going through menopause, right? It's not protein, it's creatine, all right? And I have to give a big shout out to this girl at my job. Her name is Pam. And every day I thought she was doing drugs, guys. She would have her water bottle. And if you see me, she'd have her water bottle and she'd take a little scooper and then she'd go back and stick it underneath. And I'm like, one day I stopped her. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What is the purpose of that? And then she went down this rabbit hole about creatine. I was like, maybe I should start using it. So it's officially been about 2 months now. I'm on my second one right now. It's been 2 months because I don't like to share or talk about things unless I actually use it or, know someone who has used it. So when it comes to creatine, the first thing that's the most important thing, guys, your brain uses it also. Most people think it's only for building muscle. And I don't know about you, but I love the way muscle makes me feel. I love the way it makes me look, right? And thank you coming up to the stage, Dr. Jeannie. So your brain stores creatine for energy also. And research has showed that it helps with mental fatigue, memory, problem solving, sleep deprivation, and recovery after stressful mental tasks. I don't know about you, but that alone, I was like, give it to me. Creatine isn't just feeding your biceps. I don't know if you can see my bicep right there. I know it could be a little bigger, but it's also feeding your brain. All right. And when it comes to your brain and your mindset, you have to stay focused. And I don't want to shy away. I see Malika Star wrote us a chat. And thank you so much for sharing, Malika. She said she had a meltdown yesterday. It was the anniversary of her husband's death. And I just want to lean in on that because Malika Star, I don't know if you're available right now, but did you plan yesterday or did you just kind of let it flow in the building? I don't know if you're able to share, if you want to share, Malika.
I am Malika Star, and no, I did not plan because when he died, we were on the best of terms. It was all of a sudden. And so I guess I was still so like, if I must be real, I was really angry with him about the lifestyle, the whole thing. And I spent so many years angry that I decided this year, coming into this year, that I was no longer going to be angry. And then I saw a post. His cousin posted something, and I just cried. I just broke down and cried. And then realized I never really grieved him dying.
How long's it been? You said how long?
4 years.
4 years. Okay. So thank you for acknowledging that. Thank you for sharing that. And I wish I could say it gets easier, but girl, I'm at 10 years right now. It has been 10 years. And I have his picture here. I have his ashes behind me, and it still feels like yesterday, right? But I realized probably about 5 or 6 years ago, certain days like yesterday, which was my son's birthday, or February when he was actually murdered, I really have to check with myself because every February 20 whatever date, I would get pulled over by the cops. I drive a lot, right? And one year, I was at and I yell at the cops. I'm just like, I'm that girl. Don't ask me why. I'm just crazy like that. And the cop was like, girl. Okay, he didn't say girl, but in my mind, everyone says girl. He was like, maybe you shouldn't drive on these days or this time of year, right? And we as people, we have to realize sometimes, like you said, Malika, things may trigger us. You don't know what it could be. It could be a picture. It could be a post. It could be a smell, right? It could just be a song on the radio. So for me, yesterday, he would have been 32. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel. So I actually took the whole day off for work. And for weeks, I was planning, okay, what are you going to do, Tina? And I love learning. And my Aunt Donna, who is absolutely amazing, she lost her husband last year. And I was trying, I was like, I'm going to be there for her. I'm going to be there for her. And I was like, okay, let's have a family Zoom. So we all talk. And I'm like coming up with all these ideas. And she was like, girl. Okay, she didn't say girl. But she was like, I just want to be alone. She wanted to go get a massage. She wanted to go out to brunch. She had her whole day planned and she said she's going to be cool. So I started thinking about what she said. I was like, okay, Tina, I want to go to the spa. I want to be able to do what I love doing. And you know what I found out this yesterday morning, Malika? When I was leaving the house, getting ready to go to yoga, I was like, everything I do on a regular basis is what I love doing, which showed me I'm living in my purpose. So what I would like to suggest or invite for you, Malika, is when certain dates are coming, whether it could be the death of a loved one, whatever, plan that day so you can kind of be in control, but you're not in control because you're not always in control, right? You can't control the uncontrollables. So I hope that blessed you some, Malika. Yes, no, maybe so. Would love your input.
It definitely was something, but like I said, it just, I really didn't give it any second thought. I was scrolling through Facebook and the cousin had posted a picture and it was so beautiful. And I was like, oh my God, like I even forgot it was the day he died until the cousin posted. Like, I've been so emotional. And we'll talk about this on Friday.
I know I get to see you, girl. I can't see.
I'm so excited. Tina's going to be in Atlanta, y'all. So, but we'll deep dive into this. But it's good to know that you're going to be emotional. Like when my father passed or on his birthday, around those times, I tend to plan something or just sit still until I check and see what my emotions are. But this one hit me unexpectedly. You know what I'm saying? Like it broke me because I really wasn't expecting to feel anything.
And it goes into where you said you never really mourned him. So probably when it happened, you were just going on with life. And now it's like, okay, you forgot about this pain here and it's coming back to you.
That happened. And that's that unreal, unchecked pain. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's that unchecked pain. I remember crying at his funeral, but that was more like a sigh of relief,
Right.
more so than grief, if that makes any sense.
And you know what sounds so wild? Like this morning when I was getting up, I was like, okay, Tina, you didn't cry at all yesterday. Like I was looking at my daughter's post and I saw her eyes got watery. And I was like, all right, it's gonna come because I know it's gonna come. Maybe today, might be tomorrow, where I get that feeling in my stomach. And you know, we say it all the time, you have to do the work. A lot of people run away from the pain. They run away from the feelings, the thoughts. But trust me, guys, it's going to be there and it's going to keep coming back. And it will be so much better on the other side once you actually face it. Anything else you want to share, Malika, before we continue?
I think this is good. And, you know, listening to Patty and Pastor Jeff's segment on grief and how to deal with grief probably even helped me to realize that I hadn't grieved. Like, where is this from? But because, you know, Pastor Jeff, he just did a segment on grief and how to deal with grief and being able to just call it what it is really probably helped me unload what I've been carrying around for the last 5 years, which is why I love showing up for BWC, because you never know what you're going to learn to help you know better and grow better.
Yes.
So,
with that being said, this is your public service announcement, guys. If you're watching this, we are live on Clubhouse. And if you love or like or even are interested in what we're saying, do me a favor. Go to bwcdaily.com. That's the school link where we all are, the community. As Malika Starr just said, we have all sorts of hosts and topics, experts when it comes to grief, finances, relationship, fitness, health and wellness, all that great stuff. I also want to give a big shout out. I see my mother has a little balloon there. So she has her some year anniversary. I don't know what year anniversary here on Clubhouse. So congratulations, mommy. And you know what? I want to say a big shout out. I'm going to the Clubhouse, guys, because if it wasn't for Clubhouse, if it wasn't for Ramon, if it wasn't for Mary Lynn, if it wasn't for Glenn Lundy, I would not be here today doing this show. Right. So I got to come over to my Clubhouse and give them some love. Like I see my girl, Aisha. I love her, but I'm going to go straight to the bottom with the people with the pink tickets. And that just simply means you're in the room and you're like, that might be interested. If you're in the room, click the link at the top, join the family. We are amazing. Thank you for rolling through. I see you, Doris, Laura, Misha, Dr. Jackie, love it, love it. All right. So if you're just chiming in, I am Tina, your faith-based wellness coach. Today, we're on hot health topics and we're talking about creatine. First tip I gave you, let's move on. I've got 7 things for you. I got to roll through them quickly for you. If you want them in more detail, we will be sending out an email with all the great things. The second tip I wanted to share for you, women may need it more than men. For years, we always thought it was targeted for men, but now researchers are finding women may especially benefit during perimenopause, menopause, or aging. That's my jam right there. That's my crew right there. Why? Because if you guys know, there's such things as estrogen, testosterone, and progesterone. These are all like things going on in our body. And read How to Fast Like a Girl by Mindy Peltz if you want more details. But as we get older, we start losing these things, right? Our muscles decrease. Are there any women over 50 out there and you're like, what is going on under my arm? Like, where is that thing coming from? Or where are those wings that you start losing muscle? After the age of 50, you lose up to 5% of muscle a year. After the age of 30, between 3 to 5%. That's a lot. Right? And it is not easy to get it back. You have to lift those weights. So bone density drops. We're getting older. We have to take care of our body. Recovery slows down. I got to tell you guys. So January, I was on the Divinity tour, Divinity Games was on her tour or whatever. California, Bermuda, LA, all the things. My daughter is 33. I'm 53 and I'm trying to keep up with her, but I didn't hurt myself because of that. Right? I was taking my suitcase out of the trunk to go into the Uber and I must have done something. I tweaked my wrist. It still hurts. All right. Recovery slows down. I was putting a bandage on it. You probably saw I was putting the creams on it. I got an x-ray. They said, oh, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just taking a long time to recover. Now, if I didn't use it, that would help a lot. But, I still got to do other things. Your energy declines as you lose estrogen. I don't know, my energy is still here, but creatine combined with strength training may help preserve muscle and support healthy aging. Now, let me tell you, I have been using it, like I told you, for like 3 months, and I see a difference. I puppy chulo. I'm taking the pictures in my little toppy top and bathing suit bottom. I'm liking it. So I'm gonna go through these tips really quick because you see I could be talking for days, right? So I have 7 tips. I'm just gonna run through them. The third one. Creatine may help you live longer. And I have to pause really quick. As you know, Myron Golden is one of my favorite mentors. And yesterday he was speaking and he was talking about value. That's how I got the main gist for today's topic. But when it comes to living longer, do you want to live longer to just be here and just live? Or do you want to live and enjoy life? Being able to walk and get out of bed and use the bathroom on your own, right? So he mentioned how yesterday was his daughter's wedding anniversary and he got to walk her down the aisle and how great that felt for him. And then he was saying how he has his granddaughter and he wants to be able to see her get married. Now his granddaughter, he said, is 7 and he's 65. So he's like, that's not happening anytime soon. So he has to make sure for the 14, 15, 20 more years, he has to be healthy. So he was talking about his workout and he said he worked out so hard yesterday, he could barely move after the workout. He wasn't thinking about that present moment of, oh, I'm working out and I gotta. No, he was thinking about the future, watching his granddaughter get married. So when it comes to your exercise, when it comes to your health and wellness, you have to really dive into your why. I was going over my notes last night for today's topic and someone was asking me questions, kind of like Ramon earlier when he was like, well, what's wrong with a little Coca-Cola and cheeseburger in the morning for breakfast? Well, there's nothing wrong with it if you want to live in the present moment and just feel, I don't know, because but if you want to have a healthy future, enjoying life, you want to start cleaning up the things. All right, guys, let me get back to these really quick. So that was tip number 3. Creatine may help you live longer. And if you want the details, just click and we'll send you an email. 4, it does not destroy healthy kidneys. This is probably a big myth. You definitely want to take between 3 to 5 grams a day and it doesn't damage the kidneys. People with existing kidney diseases should talk with their healthcare provider before using it. So if you do have kidney issues, look into that. The 5th one, vegetarians may notice bigger benefits. 6, creatine doesn't just make you bigger. Some people are like, oh, it's gonna be making bulky, it's gonna be what? Doesn't work. And the 7th one, this is the one that just really blew my mind. It might help depression. And this is new research. This is one people would never expect, right? Researchers are studying creatine as a treatment for depression, especially in women, because it plays a role in the brain and the energy in your metabolism and all that sort of stuff. Now, as I mentioned before, if you have kidney issues, you want to be careful for that. But creatine has gone from being something for bodybuilders, bodybuilder secret, but now it's turning to healthy aging. So this is something, I'm not here to tell you to use it. I'm just asking you to do some research just to be aware of that. All righty. Raise your hand if you thought creatine was just for bodybuilders and not for regular people like us. Let me know. That is the end, guys, of Hot Health Topics. Thank you for rolling through today. Anyone want to share a question, comment before I move on with the Hot Health Topics?
StarzTina.
Yes.
Hey, good morning. It's Linnell Burns. How are you?
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. A great segment this morning. I appreciate that you talked about creatine not being just for bodybuilders, people in the health profession, because I did think that was one of the main sources or main people that use them. So what are some benefits that someone in my neck of the woods or in my age bracket,
am I assuming that you're over 40?
To use creatine for?
Am I assuming you're over 40 or over 50?
Somewhere in that range. Yes, ma'am.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So what I found for myself, they say it helps with brain memory, problem solving memory, mental fatigue, muscles, right? Perimenopause, menopause, and aging. It helps with the muscles because as we get older, we're losing estrogen. So it helps build a muscle. Recoveries helps build that up. So it'll be more in the email, but pretty much all of those things that I mentioned earlier, it's going to help you with that. So I say, I did more research before I actually started it. And then I started it like 2 months ago, and I see a difference. I know we really shouldn't care about how we look, but I just want to look good naked. That's my thing. Did that help you out some, Linnell?
Girl, say it again. I just want to look good. How?
I want to look good naked. It's that simple. And it's for me. Okay. It's for me. All right, guys. We are moving forward. Linnell, I got something else you may like here. Leslie, morning. How you doing, girl? From Malika Star. So crew. Hey, Carla, girl. So it is back to school. If you guys did not know, I know here in Florida, I think school starts next week. I think Malika said her kids start school this week. Back to school. When it comes time for back to school, I don't know. I used to like it back in the day. You get to go school shopping. It's like, hey, everything is brand new. But as a parent, I want you to go back to fitness, right? And with that being said, I've got a fitness test for you. And before we get into this fitness test, I want to share something else Myron told me. He was like, he pretty much said, turn every expense into a profit opportunity. And I'm going to change that and add on to it. Make every opportunity another opportunity. For example, you guys know that I am the health and wellness advocate for Great Day Tampa, and I'm going on this Friday. Every time I go on there, it just stretches me, right? Like this show, it stretches me. I came up with our stress kit, a kit with different things inside to help you relieve your stress. Why? Because when I went on Great Day Tampa, I had to come up with something that would really make make everyone love it, right? So this week on Great Day Tampa, we are doing our back to school fitness test. Renee, can you load up the screen, please? So if you are watching, you can see there's a whole bunch. Of course, we can't do them all. So because of this, I am putting together a 21-day back to school challenge. It's absolutely free. So moms, dads, really my moms, because I love you right there. If you click the link, and by the way, I'm loving all the new things we're doing with our graphics and everything, but it's a back to school fitness test. And if you guys want to join me, we're going to do a couple of them now. We don't have time to do them all. I wished we did. I really, really did. But first of all, you're going to score yourself and then give yourself a grade. Back in school, you got A's, B's, C's, or whatever. So the first one is a 30-second sit to stand or squats, because we have to give ourselves grace, right? Either you can do a regular squat or you can do sit down and up, down. So you're going to see if you can do 15. If you can do 15, you get an A, and so forth. So there's a list of different exercises, and it's more than just exercise, guys, because I don't know about you, but sometimes I need that quiet time, and it has to be forced upon me. Yesterday, I did a spa day for myself. It's this place called Spa Relaxation in Clearwater, and I never saw anything like this before. And they have a whole membership and everything, and they have seven different amenities that you can go to. So for example, my mom's been talking about this forever. They have like this Himalayan salt room where you just go in this room and it's like, okay, I didn't see any salt, but it's like Himalayan salt. It has all these benefits. And then it was another room where it was red light therapy. I'm like, is that a tanning bed? I don't want to tan. And you just lay in the tanning bed. I'm sorry, red light therapy bed, right? And this place has 7, maybe 10 different things you can do. And the purpose of it is to relax. I think my favorite, they have a robotic massage chair there, and it was just like all over the body. I was just like, it was like, felt like it was bad. Oh, I didn't like that too much, the robotic massage chair. But my favorite one, it was this little chair, it was curved, and the bed shook, it vibrated. And then you put the earphones on and there was music in there. So it was like, and it was so calming and the room was dark. So sometimes I have to force myself to be still. So this fitness test is more than just movement, okay? Recovery heart rate. This is important too. So when you're working out, you have your resting heart rate. Ding, 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 ding. What is your resting heart rate? I want to know. You guys know I talk about this all the time. Why is it important? Because the time it takes for your heart to recover from where it's working out is so important. If it takes it a long time, you probably have to move a little bit more. And what am I talking about? So your resting heart rate, the average resting heart rate is 72. That's how many beats per minute it actually goes. Now, if your resting heart rate is higher than that, it just simply means your heart is not that healthy and you need to move some more. If your heart rate is lower than that, that means you're super healthy. My resting heart rate ranges between 45 and 66. It's super low, I know. Now, when you're working out, your heart rate goes up. Your maximum heart rate is 220 minus your age. That's the max. Now, you can work out over that. At that point, when you're up at that high heart rate, that's when you're building up your heart rate, you're getting your heart healthy, your energy up. That's more for athletes. Now, it's very important to determine what you want to do with your health and wellness. Are you wanting to maintain? Are you looking to gain muscle? Are you looking to lose fat? Because depending on where you are is how heavy you want to work and how much you want to get on your heart rate. So for example, I'll give you a quick little example right here. If you want to eliminate fat, you want to work out in your target heart rate zone. There's a whole equation for that. But let's just say you don't know that equation. If you're able to talk, if you're working out and you're like, hey, you're working out, you're going, ha, 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 and you can still talk, you're in that target heart rate zone. Perfect. Ding, 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 ding. But if you're working out and you talk, slow it down. Slow it down. You want to bring it down, okay? Welcome over there on Instagram, Rain Success. All righty. So the fitness test, there's different things. How much water are you drinking? Daily movement. How many steps are you doing, right? So if you want this fitness test, if you want to join our free 21-day challenge, click the link, and then we have some more goodies for you after that. Questions, comments, talk to me about this 21-day challenge, this fitness test. Are you going to do it? Are you going to join in? Let me know. All righty. I have a couple questions for you guys regarding this. Non-negotiables. We're getting into today's topics right now. So today's topic, your health reflects what you value. So value isn't what you say is important. Value is how you show up. Value is what's on your calendar, what's in your wallet, and your habits, right? That's showing what your value is. If you say that you're a healthy person, but you're drinking alcohol, you're smoking cigarettes, you're hanging out at bars late at night, then you're probably, that doesn't really balance too much. So I want to talk about the first topic to get us going with this right here is your past creates your priorities when it comes to your health and wellness. And some people, if they saw bad past experiences, then they're probably going to want to change that, right? So for example, for myself, if you guys didn't know, my father passed away at 49 years old, and that absolutely broke me, right? So when I think of health and wellness, I think, okay, I have to stay healthy. I have to be healthy for myself, for my family, also teaching. So if you grew up without health, you probably value health. I remember once my daughter said to me, she was like, Mom, I really wish that we ate healthier as kids. She lives in California now. And as my Aunt Donna said, California, everything is just like so into health and wellness. When I was a mom, we had this little circle on the refrigerator, guys, and it had little parts, like I said, McDonald's, Burger King, had all these little things and had a spinner wheel. And the little skinny one said, Mom cooks, because I never really cooked. I was just going all over the place. So my daughter now truly values health and wellness, right? If you watch someone die too young, you value health. If you valued someone who was depressed, then you value peace. And I really want to lean into those people that may be struggling with anxiety or struggling with depression. I understand, depression is a chemical imbalance in the brain. And a while ago, I really didn't understand it. I'm like, I don't get it. Right. And years ago, when I first had my incident with my son, I said to my therapist, I was like, am I depressed? And she's like, no, you're not depressed. You're just sad. Depression is when you can't get out of bed for weeks or months at a time. You don't want to shower. You don't want to do anything, right? So right now, I want to know from you, what pain made you value your health? I shared mine. If anyone would like to share, if you're one of those people and you work out, you exercise, you eat clean, why? I hear someone. Unmic, go.
Hey, Tina, this is Ramon. Listen, two things I think I'll share. I don't know how to even fully unpack this, but I think one of the catalysts, I've always done push-ups for so much of my life. I can't remember how long I've been doing it. And my wife reminds me, even since she's known me, we've been married 32 years, I've done push-ups. But I think seeing my father, and I say this honorably, he died 28 years ago. I see this honorably, but seeing his kind of beer belly, he never drank beer, but his big gut, and he was a bird bath type person. He liked to wash up with a washcloth. So seeing him in the bathroom and et cetera, especially when I was taking care of him when he was sick, he died, some years ago, but I take care of him. He died in my arms. But was that I said, I don't want this. Something about having the big gut. It just seeing him, I was like, nope, it's not for me. So that's one. And I'm gonna throw in another side, if I may. Hearing you and Malika talk about grief and how you all mourn and that day is so meaningful to you all. I feel so bad, Tina, because my mother died on Christmas Day, just last Christmas. And I'm not saying, this is not about being stoic, nothing like that. I'm not trying, oh, Ramon, you need to cry. I cry. But I don't cry or grieve about my mother or my father. Part of it could be bitternesses. Part of it could be how I am. But I envy you all who are like, because I get calls, people will call me, oh, Ramon, I hope you guys are okay. And I'm like, why wouldn't I be? Oh, they're grieving about my mother. Oh, my father died 28 years ago, 29 years ago, and they're thinking of him more than I am. And I'm like, I'm driving and chilling in Starbucks, and people are DMing me the anniversary of one of their deaths. I'm not even thinking about it. So two different things, but I feel bad that I'm not feeling like you and Malika. Like I don't have these thoughts of, oh my God, it's his death, his day, a special day. I don't think nothing about it.
First of all, regarding the second thing, I'm glad for that for you. And, God set you that way, which is just fine. There's no right or no wrong. And I always say that. So that's beautiful right there. The first thing.
I wanted to. I want to say I wanted. I wish I did grieve. I think normal people grieve like that. Normal people are like,
but what's normal? Who says what normal is? Who says that's not normal? Do you think?
I know. I get it. I understand.
Right. Do you think that you're avoiding it? Like you never really thought about it?
I don't know. I don't.
Gotcha.
I don't know how to answer it. It's just a state of being. But
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. And I love that right there, right? Because you see these men, and it pisses me off because men can have bellies, and women we're stuck to this. You have to look good. You have to have a slim belly, but the men can have these bellies, and it's just like whatever. Anyone else have a pain or something that happened that makes you say, I have to work out? I know my mom says a lot, and just chime in if you want to jump in with your reason. She's like, she wants to be able to use the bathroom. She doesn't want anyone to help her use the bathroom, right? All right, I'm moving on. Second tip for today, non-negotiables. This is something, Ramon, you're gonna like this one right here. So again, I got the idea from Myron, and someone asked him, what were his non-negotiables in business? And he said one of his non-negotiables is he does not take more than $2,000 on a credit card. He was like max $5,000 on a credit card. Anything above that has to be ACH or wire transfer. And can anyone guess why he does that before I share what he said? Because we all had our ideas. Anyone ideas why he does that?
Yeah, discipline.
Discipline. What else? Anyone else?
I'm thinking chargeback.
Chargeback, that was it. He said there's people and they'll sign up and they're all excited. And 3, 4, 6 months later.
He doesn't accept. I thought you meant he doesn't charge on his credit card. He doesn't accept.
No, he doesn't accept. Like he won't let anyone buy any of his products. And the deposit, no more than $2,000. Like $2,000 is the max, $5,000 max he'll take for someone to charge to pay him. Other than that, they have to pay him with wire transfer or ACH because the chargebacks, like you said. And then I got to thinking, okay, when it comes to fitness, what are my non-negotiables? Because non-negotiables create transformation. That's discipline right there, right? You have to have discipline in your life in all areas. It starts in your mind, your morning and evening rituals. For example, I move every day. That is a non-negotiable for me. I know I have an extremely full day today, and thank God my 9:30 appointment canceled because I legit would have been going from 9:30 this morning till 8:30 tonight. So when she texted me, I was like, yes, thank you. But I move every single day. And this morning I wanted to go to yoga, but I was like, girl, you got BWC, got this. But what did I do? I got on my mat and I started stretching and I started moving. Hey there, Coach Vita over there on Instagram. Those are some of my non-negotiables. I drink water. I don't drink soda. I can't remember the last time I would love to taste it, a Dr. Pepper, because that's like a cool little taste, but I can't remember. I don't drink soda. I protect my sleep. What are some of your non-negotiables for your health and wellness? I would love to hear. And if you don't have any, I can help you put some together. Unmic, share, go. What are your non-negotiable? And I know Ramon said he does his push-ups. What's the max push-ups you can do at one time, Ramon? 5, 10, 20?
I'm gonna let the myth. I'm gonna let the myth reside. Somebody said I saw Ramon do 100 push-ups. I'm gonna let the myth. I'm gonna let the myth stay out there.
I love that. I love that. So when I do my fitness tests every month with my community, I say give you 1 minute to do as many push-ups as you can. And women, I don't want to hear this crap. I can't do a push-up. I don't want to hear it, okay? There's so many ways of doing it. And if I had my screen so you can see me on the floor, I'd do it. But I like to say start in a high plank. From that high plank, lay on your stomach and lift your arms up and then go right back up to that high plank. Why? Because it's forcing you to get down and forcing you to get up. And I say 25. 25 is a good number. If you can do 25 push-ups on your toes, you're winning. And then, if I see like the men, I'm going to give you 50. All right. So anyone else, what are some of your non-negotiables? I'm going to look in the chat when it comes to your health and wellness. All right. Maybe you don't have any. If you don't have any non-negotiables, as I mentioned, do me a favor. If you want to live a healthier life, if you want to live a fulfilled life when it comes to your health and wellness, please make at least 1 or 2 non-negotiables. And a non-negotiable is something you're going to do. No ifs, no ands, no buts. For example, I think my mother has something like, and if you're able to share, Mom, you can unmic. She says something like she makes sure she moves or leaves the house or something. There, she just put it on the chat. Thank you, Mommy. She says, I will not stay in the house more than 3 days. The way the world is set up, you don't have to leave your house. Someone was talking to me yesterday. They have a Tesla. I don't have a Tesla. Low key, I'm scared of the Tesla. All right. Anything that moves on its own. And he said, my car is making me lazy. Put a red star, put something in the chat if you have a Tesla. We have any Tesla owners out there? And he said, when you get out the car, if the windows are open, the car automatically puts the windows up and locks the door. So you don't have to worry about hitting the button. And if you guys remember back in the day, we had to sit there and roll the window up. You had to put your hand up and roll it up and roll the window down. Now we just press a button, right? And he said, I guess they have this feature on the Tesla guys where let's just say you're in the parking lot, right? And I don't know about you, but I lose my car a lot. It's like, where did I park? Where did I park? And then I heard that you can put a link on your phone and then you find the car. But with the Teslas, you just press this button and the car comes to you. It's like, okay, and you just stand there, okay, and then the car drives over to you. That's lazy, right? So non-negotiables. Maybe you park your car a little bit further so it forces you to walk. I know some people, they've also made us lazy with these wheelchairs in the freaking supermarkets. What is that about? Yes, I understand you may be hurt, but if you're sitting in the wheelchair and you're getting the food and you're just packing it on, so make some non-negotiables with yourself. All right, we're moving on to tip. I hear someone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's me. I have a non-negotiable. I don't know if it's not. Well, I'll share what it is. I'm a napper, so I take naps.
I love it.
Even
a napper.
when I'm on vacation or whatever, I nap, and it took me a while. Actually, it took during COVID for me to actually say it out loud because I've been doing it for about 25 years, and I was actually kind of embarrassed that I took naps, and then I realized, there's a lot of people that take naps. So it has nothing to do with age or anything like that.
Is it every day at a certain time, or explain to us how you do it?
It's usually around, especially I'll go to a Sunday. So after church, after I eat, it's usually on church on a Sunday. It's anywhere between 3 and 4. Sundays as a non-negotiable. I don't do any business on a Sunday. I may listen in on certain things, but I don't do any business on a Sunday. I have a certain time. Don't call me. Don't interrupt me. I'm not gonna answer you. I'm not gonna do any of that. So that's pretty much on Sunday. Sunday is like lockdown day, but otherwise than that, I'm taking naps. And it's really not a specific time, but yeah.
Do you do it throughout the week as well, or just Sunday?
I don't do it throughout the week as much if I'm on vacation. If I'm on vacation, yes, I'm going to do it. But otherwise than that, it's on a Saturday.
And how does this affect your life, would you say?
Oh my God, if I don't take a nap, shut down, power down that way, especially on the weekend, I am very crabby because I'm up at 4 o'clock every morning.
Share with us what you do, Leslie. I don't think I've met you officially yet. Nice to meet you.
Same here. So I'm an entrepreneur and I also work full time. So, and I travel an hour for work. So I'm up at 4 and I don't get home until about 7:30 at night.
And so you said you're an entrepreneur. Tell us about your business.
I'm an entrepreneur, and what I do for my business is I help women write their books, and it's not just writing the books for me. It's about curating their legacy. I believe that your words, your stories, all of that is legacy building for your family.
I love that. I love that.
That's what I do.
And if you didn't know, the girl to your right, Malika Starr, she's a publisher, and I believe in collaboration. Collaboration is the new revolution, and we have to work together to grow. So if you don't know Malika Starr, make sure you chime in with her right there.
Absolutely, I do. We're in Ramon's coaching cohort together. So yes,
okay, I heard about that. I heard about that Ramon's coaching cohort. Malika Starr, like, you gotta join. Can someone, I don't know, Ramon, if he's available. I would love to hear more about it because there's others out there. I don't know what time of day it is, when it is. I do, would, maybe interested. Can someone share with me?
I can't. Me and
Leslie, take it away.
Leslie, you go first.
Okay, awesome. So it's Ramon office hours. We meet every Thursday at 8 p.m. And it is absolutely I call it on the spot training, coaching, where Ramon pretty much opens up. He shares what he has done throughout the week, and then now opens up the floor to all of us for how he can help us in our business. And that's the part that I love, because I've been in a lot of different cohorts, coaching sessions, and so forth, and not everybody is really open about it. And not just open, but really and truly they're there to help move your business along. And that's really what you hear Ramon on BWC. That is pretty much the person that we get closer to in Ramon office hours on Thursday evening. So, and last week I was in Jamaica, and I was trying to get my best to get in because I didn't want to miss it. Even if I just have to listen, I don't want to miss a session.
How long have you been with him?
That's my share.
How long have you been with him?
Ooh, months. Maybe about 4 months.
Okay.
I want to say maybe about 4 months. What are we in now? We're in August. Yeah, 4. Yeah,
Malika, share with me.
So what Leslie said was 100% correct. But what I like is you get to ask the questions that you can't ask while he's doing the rundown. Or when he's here in Breakfast of Champions, you get an intimate conversation. Also, a deep dive analysis of any of the challenges you're having. We have many hot seats, as we do with Genius Talks Atlanta. But it's not as rushed because we're not in a big time frame, and you don't have to wait for 20 people. It's a smaller, more intimate. It may be about 6 to 10 of us online at any given time, and you get to get that intimate conversation that really help your business. Also, if you need, you also get that one-on-one coaching time where Ramon takes time, maybe a half an hour out of the week or a month or day, to find out how you're doing in your business and give you some tips, some strategies on how to elevate. Yesterday, he gave us one tip, and that one tip saved me from dummying down my price. And I was able to say why my price was my price. And that, I really believe, came from being in proximity of somebody that says, no, my price is my price. And I can offer you something less than, but you won't get the same quality if you would have paid my price.
I love that. I do want to hear from you, Ramon, if you want to add on. But last week, if you guys didn't know, Ramon had an event in Daytona, and I really wanted to go. And I was reaching out to people. And it's wild how your words will affect people, right? I hit up this girl, Daniela, and I said, Daniela, do you want to go to this with me? Blah, blah, blah. And then I wasn't sure if I could go. She bought the ticket. And I was like, oh, I'm not able to go because I had to work. But Ramon, can you tell us about your Genius Talks and anything else you want to share? Because Renee, I think you may have to join.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, StarzTina. That's all. I wanted to say thank you to Leslie, Malika, and the clients that you have in there. I just wanted to say thank you really to these two ladies for sharing. Thank you also, Valerie. We do have guest speakers who come in every now and then. Marcus Black was MMM. So I just wanted to say thank you. But listen, StarzTina, everything that I'm doing, and thank you for allowing me to use your platform to say this, RamonRay.com, our in-person events, our coaching, our brand sponsorships, our Be More Secure campaign. It's all at RamonRay.com. StarzTina, thank you so much.
Awesome. Awesome. If you guys are just chiming in, this is Elevate Your Health. I'm StarzTina. And today it's all about your health and wellness, right? And I had to highlight Ramon because it's all about community, right? If you didn't know, we're doing a free 21-day back to school challenge. Why am I doing this free? Because one, I love sharing what I learn, and it's going to give you an opportunity to see our community, to be a part of our community. You click the link, and it's going to share all the things that we do. We're online, which is virtual, and also in person. So if you're in the Tampa area, you can join us here. We have fitness classes in the morning. We have in person. We also have different groups. For example, our running and walking club, which is virtual on the Nike running app, giving you accountability. When it comes to fitness, it's kind of hard to do it alone. You can do it alone, but it's a lot easier when you have that community. And it's not even me, right? Monday night, we made a solemn swear, guys. We have our Monday night meetings, and we were like, okay, I said, everyone raise your hand. Okay, I think I want a right hand heart. We didn't have the Bible, but next week we're doing the Bible with it. But I said, raise your hand, put one hand on your heart, one hand on your whatever. And I said, okay, I do solemnly swear that I will not eat after 7 p.m. Now, mind you, our meeting was over at 8, and I was kind of hungry. And Carla was like, can I eat after 8? But it was 8 o'clock. So I said, yes, you can eat. You can have air, water, and ice. So we got off the call. It was like 9 o'clock. And I was like, so hungry. I went in the kitchen. I was like, Tina, you put your hand up. You gave the oath. You gave the oath. So I got on the chat. We are on Training Rise. And I was like, guys, I did it. I didn't eat. I only had a protein shake. And then the next morning, so it's great to have that community. And that's what we have there. Portia's coming in the building. All righty, crew. So yes. Second tip, non-negotiables create transformation. The last thing I want to share about when it comes to your health and how it reflects your value is you don't rise to your goals. Your standards are so important. Just like Malika Starr said, when it comes, your business is your health, right? You're not going to accept a certain price, but when it comes to your fitness, don't accept failure, right? Motivation, it's going to disappear, right? That fitness person might be gone, that video, you might be tired. Systems are going to remain. If you know every morning you're getting up and you're doing 10 push-ups, start with 5, start with 10, right? I tell my people, just get in the building. Sometimes you just put the workout clothes on, start there. Sometimes you just walk into the gym, right? Start there. The challenge isn't about being perfect. There's no perfect niche. And you have those people, they write everything down. For example, we are updating our fitness journal. If you didn't know, this was my very first book. Elevate Elite Stars Fitness Transformation Journal. We are updating it for the end of the year. So anyone that's in our community now, we're choosing 7 people for our new journal, before and after pictures. So if you want to get a before and after picture, it's coming out in November, make sure you join, make sure you do the work. But systems work. Maybe you're that person, okay, I'm going to do my sit-ups, I'm going to do my this, I'm going to do that. So important, all right? When it comes to your goals and transformations, it's about becoming the type of person who values themselves enough to be consistent. I can, you hear people say this all the time, show me your calendar, you're going to show me who you are. Show me your workouts. Show me your workout efforts, your health and wellness efforts. It's going to show me the type of individual you are. Consistency is key. And you don't have to do a whole lot because you're going to get stronger. You're going to get more excited when you see those results, when you put on that dress and you're like, oh, it fits nice. Those jeans, you don't have to like suck and jump. You remember, I'm so glad I don't have to do that anymore. So that is so very important. All right, anyone want to talk about that before I wrap that up? Your goals, your standards. Okay. I'm going to wrap all them up. If you're just chiming in, we're talking about your health, reflects your value. The very first one I mentioned, your past is going to create your priorities. So if you have very low priorities when it comes to your health and wellness, just kind of sit back and look at when you were a kid, right? Why am I like this now? What pain made you value your health? And if you don't value your health, then why? Look around. Do you like the way you feel? Do you like the way you look? Right? And if you do, great. If you don't, then do something about it because you're in control of that. The second one, non-negotiables, create transformation. Create some non-negotiables for yourselves that you're not gonna not do, no ifs, ands, or buts. And the third one, you don't rise to your goals. Get those goals up there. And this is beautiful. So recently, I've been really focused on reading my Bible every day. It doesn't have to be a lot, either the morning or the night. And I remember last week I went up to Myron. I was like, Myron, I'm reading my Bible every day. Because a few weeks ago, I asked him, I was like, you seem like you're kind of a busy guy, because he was saying how he reads, I think he said, I wrote it down. Was it 10 chapters? It was some ridiculous number. In my mind, it was a ridiculous number.
StarzTina,
Yes.
before you end, I want to know, what is your investment that you have to pay to be with Myron? And number two, if you wish to share that, if you don't, it's fine. And number two, I shared yesterday, StarzTina, which I'm so proud of you, about investing in our mentors. Yes, there's people we can, hey, can you do me a favor? We meet them, we go to their events, we comment on their posts, all those things. But I love, you're talking about Myron Golden, an OG of this space of sales and more. And if you want to work with Myron Golden, people, join the man's program, get in its face. You build a relationship. I do this with Lamar Tyler, Malika, Leslie, Valerie, slightly maybe different, but doing this with me. They've been invested in my program. This is how you can also short circuit to build relationships. Invest in the people who you admire, want to follow, build a relationship. You don't have to be in the program forever, but once you're there for a few months or a year, the relationship is built. Back to you, StarzTina, but I'd be curious what you're investing in, what you think about this, just joining the mentors that you want to be around. Go just being in their program. Easy.
Yes. So we all know, if you don't know, all right. So I have to tell, it's a story. I'm sorry. So a few years ago, Mary Lynn invited me to an event here in Tampa. I came and he was a speaker there. And he was saying how wherever he goes, he's on his private jet. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's one of his non-negotiables. And he said it. And he explained why it's cheaper for him to fly private than commercial. He's talking about his prices. And if anyone knows him, his prices are extremely high. And yesterday had to be the best segment ever because he just he was talking about AI. He was all over the place. But Ramon, he does a live every Monday for business and every Thursday for Bible study. And when I first moved here to Florida, someone told me, and that was one of the reasons why I moved to Florida, because of him and because of Dr. Della Toro, because I'm a speaker and I want to be closer to them, proximity, right? And they were like, Myron has a studio and he does lives every week. It's free. You can go. When I first moved here, and I kept making an excuse. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to do that. And about 2 or 3 months ago, a friend of mine was like, Tina, you need to go. You need to go. Actually, no, he was at my church. He comes to my church pretty often. And I went up to him and I was like, yeah, I heard you have this speaking Bible study, whatever. He's like, yeah, you can come. So Ramon, it's absolutely free. But he said the reason why he does it is because, he realized a few years ago, he was doing these lives for years. And someone said, you can make money off of YouTube. He didn't even know it. He didn't know by doing videos and all this stuff, you can make money. But he doesn't like just talking to an empty camera. So he has his studio, which is absolutely beautiful. They have snacks for us and everything. Like I said, and the best thing, Ramon, the first hour is Q&A. So we get to ask him questions. And then after that, he goes live on YouTube. And I'm not there yet. Ramon, he gave so many good things, so many opportunities yesterday, but it was $25,000. I was like, he's doing an event somewhere and he says he's going to invite 5 people. He's going to post it. We just kind of get the preliminary stuff to fly on his jet with him and go, I think it was LA or somewhere, and speak next. $25,000. I was like, oh. And then people were there, they're like, I want it. So when I get to that point where I'm able to afford $25,000, I will be right there. He was talking about, his programs, but that's it, Ramon.
Tina, I need to raise my prices then. Rundown with Ramon is $99. No, $149 a month right now. I'm on stage with like Issa Rae. I'm with like Kirk Franklin. I'm telling my people, hey, join me. Heck, I need to raise it to $10,000 a month. I'm way too cheap. Go ahead, StarzTina.
And then there was a person in the audience, and this is what got me all like gaga. A guy's there, and Ramon's like, calling him. Myron was like, I know you. You look familiar. And the guy's smiling, and Myron says, what do you do? He says, I do the same thing you do. He's like, what's your name? He says, Walter. And Walter, oh Lord, Renee, write it in the chat because I'm Walter Donald.
Walter Bond?
Yes, Walter Bond. Thank you.
Walter Bond's OG, yeah.
Yes. So they're talking, and I'm like watching the conversation, and he's saying he charges $35,000 for his speaking fee, because they're just talking, and everything's recorded. Everyone's recording, like whatever. And then he's there to learn more, to be better. And King's Court, I think that's the name of Myron's program. Again, I'm not there yet. So I said that. But being in the room with these people, it's stretching my mind. I've got 3 more minutes. But again, MyronGolden.com. He's everywhere. I'll be there tomorrow for Bible study. And that's what I love, right? Being around these people is just really stretching my mind. BWCdaily.com. Make sure you go there. In a couple of weeks, I'm doing actually August 15th, a sunset flow at Apollo Beach. I'm so excited with that. And November, Marilyn is my event coordinator. I'm putting a retreat together. And lastly, before I get out of here, this Friday, Great Day Tampa, I'm psyched. We're going to be doing our back to school fitness challenge, which inspired me to do the 21-day challenge. So if you're struggling, if you're like, I need a reset. I hate when people say that, but sometimes we need it. Sometimes we need that reset, right? If you need a reset, tap into our 21-day challenge, which is going to lead you into our community so you can see what we do, how we feel, and it's all sorts of things. It is 8:57. Questions, comments, on mic, if you want to share anything. All righty, crew. I'm going to end us with where we began. Creatine, ladies, jump into it. It is so great for our bodies. If there's one thing, right, that you would take, I say start doing some research on that. Moving your body. I'm hungry. Is anyone else hungry? What are you eating for breakfast? Did anyone eat yet? I'm hungry. I think I'm going to make some eggs, some scrambled eggs. All right. That is the end of my segment today. I'm charged. I'm excited. Thank you all for coming through. If you liked what you heard, do me a favor. Go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. On my YouTube channel, you're going to find a bunch of classes. We have fitness classes on there. I also have different challenges on there, which can definitely help you. Instagram, thank you for rolling through. I see all the faces over there. And I'm going to toss it over to Portia because I'm hungry and I'm ready to go. So, Portia, are you ready to jump in a little early, girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am. But there's a question for you in the chat.
Yes. Oh, there is? Let me put on my glasses. Thank you, girlfriend. Question in the chat really quick is what? Oh, River. Oh, Lord. Okay. Hindsight 2020. I had already lived through my worst flu season. Okay.
Oh, it disappeared. Oh, yeah. Sorry. There it is. Where do we find the challenge? Is that the link at the top?
Yes. Thank you very much. The link at the top. And if you're not in Clubhouse and you can't find the link at the top for the 21-day challenge, then you can go to my website, which is elevate360.com. Again, that's elevate360.com to join our 21-day challenge. For 21 days, you get to hang out with me and my crew and all the things. Yeah, it's that simple. Portia, over to you, girlfriend.
Hey, love it. Okay, don't want to skip that.